is the Roland JUNO-X. And the JUNO-X is a spiritual successor to the original Juno series, the 6 and the 60 and the 106, which it takes its most obvious visual cues from. But despite the fact that this is a new and very capable synthesizer, you've got 4 patch layers and a rhythm section, at its heart, at its core, it honors the legacy of those original Juno synths with easy to use controls and a brilliant sound. And I'm going to show it to you today. We start with a patch from scratch. Shift Enter will bring you into the initialization menu, and just like a classic Juno synth, we're going to start with a square wave sound. And that sounds really good, but let's make it better. We'll bring the filter down and the resonance up just a little bit, somewhere at 50%. I'm going to make this, we're going to start with a little bit of a pluck. Got some decay, just a little release, and we'll bring the depth up on the filter envelope. That's probably a great start. Like that, but what I want is to add more motion, some more movement in there. And so a staple of Roland synths for the last 30 years, one of my favorite features is the LFO delay time. So we can just choose to bring that LFO in at a later date here, add a little bit of wiggle and wonder to our sound. Just subtlety is key here. And maybe bring that down just over 50%. That's just going to add a little bit of excitement. But I want more. And as far as the Juno's concerned, the pulse width is going to bring in the most motion, the most excitement. It's a real character of these Juno synthesizers. Right now, we're just playing with a square wave, a single oscillator. Pulse width up. It really thins out the sound, really takes a lot away from it. What I want to do is add motion, and the only little menu diving that I've got to do here, the only little trick that I've got to show you today is how to do that. Shift pulse width will bring us to the menu, and I can scroll over to LFO, and things are going to get a little more dramatic. In an initialized patch, we've got a little bit of a high pass filter going on. So I'm going to drop that, and I'm going to bring in that classic Juno subwoofer. We've got sub oscillator. We've got 4 oscillators in the Juno. There's the pulse width, which we've spent a lot of time on, the pulse wave. There's a saw wave here, which we have yet to bring in. And I've just got the nasty subwave in there. That down a little bit. In fact, that LFO was just a little too much. want to go bigger. I want to go wider. I really want to make something powerful. I'm going to bring the depth up a little bit. I'm going to increase the attack time, and this is just going to be a big, bad pad. Something's missing. It's not quite there. I don't have the presence or the power that I'm looking for. We'll bring in our saw wave. It's really getting there, but I need more depth. I need more craziness. And so with the Juno-X, with the model that's built into the Juno-X, they've gone a little bit further than your standard Juno, and where these might have been hard locked to a very specific pitch on those original Juno units, we can, with the help of our function button, bring in some detune and get things just a little sloppier, a little crazier. Wow. But as far as the Juno is concerned, as far as an identifier goes, as far as the character of its sound is considered, it is the Juno Chorus that brings this synthesizer to life. And with the new Juno-X, they have been sure to include those surface level controls for quick and easy access. It's very much akin to any of the original units that we could be comparing and contrasting with today. But while we have the original 1 and 2 functions, they have gone so far as to include a brand new and third program for that chorus, which we can explore for a quick second here. We've got the basic sound. We've got chorus 1. We've got chorus 2. And chorus 3. Just like the original Juno, you could choose to use the two in tandem. Or in triplicate. Actually, this is where it gets really crazy. There is a fourth chorus. There is a second chorus up here in the effects section, and we can just get wild. That might be a little too out of control, but while we're here, and I love Juno Chorus I, let's throw on a little reverb, just a little bit of delay. I feel like that's too much. I'm gonna open up the top end a little bit with our keyboard filter. And give it a go. Unlike the Jupiter X, Roland has thought to include 3 filter modes for the Juno-X. You've got the standard Roland filter, which we've been using here. You've got a Moog filter that you can switch to at the touch of a button. The Sequential filter from the Prophets. Now, like I mentioned before, a big factor to consider with the Juno-X is its capability beyond that of a single synthesizer. In fact, the Juno-X, not unlike the Jupiter, is built with 4 synth parts and a rhythm section on top of that. You can pick and choose, you can stack and layer or split these how you ever see fit, but I just want to add something on top of what we just built in preparation of the biggest sound I can show off today. So we're going to switch back to part function. We've got parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've got parts 1, 2, 3, and 4 on this side here, or rather just part 1. I want part 2. So we're going to select part 2, and that gives us control over that part. And I want to listen to part 2 and only part 2. So we're going to build a sound, and then we're going to toss it on top of that one we just worked on. This should be an initialized patch. You still got the same master effects over top of all 4 parts, but the Juno Chorus works independently of all 4 parts. I can pick number 1, and I'll have my Juno Chorus. I can pick part 2, and I can throw Juno Chorus number 3 on there. But reverb and chorus and delay and drive, they are a master effect over top of all 4 and 5 parts, respectively. So now that we've got a big, powerful bottom end, let's add something light and fizzy on top with the sequential filter, a little bit of resonance, a whole bunch of envelope, and a little bit of swell. I want pulse width in the same manner that we had before, but I don't know that we're going to shake it up with the LFO. In fact, shift pulse width. I would be very happy to modify it with the envelope. Where are we here? Oh, never mind. So I'm in the Juno 106 model right now. I could freely pick a new model if I saw fit, but we're working in the 106, and now I want to play. With the Juno 106, true to its original model, you can only select LFO or a manual pulse width mod. So we'll stick to that for now. Saw wave because I love it, and instead of modulating the pitch this time, let's do the filter. Throw that up. I love a little delay like I showed you earlier, and I would just be really interested to hear what this sounds like right now. Maybe a little too much. Let's slow that LFO way down. Now, I don't know if that's the noise, but a little bit of waves and wind probably brings in some... on top, and it's as simple as adding in the part. Cool. I am very happy with what all came together there. And that's not to say that we have to stop there. We can keep going. That's 2 out of 4 parts. All we've got to do is pick part 3 and turn part 3 on over here. Let's get rid of part 1 and 2 and pick a new sound. Model bank. Why don't we bring in a piano? A beautiful, expressive grand piano. Still got a little bit of, maybe a little too much delay on there, but we can add some chorus in this time. I don't know, can I drop that down? Yeah! Not much to do on the piano. It's already a nuanced and detailed sample. Let's add it in. Part 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is all 3 sounds stacked on top of each other. Just the control of our synth parts. We can leave the piano free to do what it's got to do, but let's bring everything way down. Just add some real darkness to the sound. Maybe too much. Wow, that was really cool. Now, furthermore, we've got another layer, and we could throw on some saxophone or some guitars or some dog barks if we saw fit. There are a lot of really wacky sounds hiding under the hood of this machine. But if there's anything good in the world, we might be able to add a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of drum power to this setup. So we're going to pick R for rhythm. There's a TR-808 selected right out of the gates, and that sounds really good to me. But turn IARP on. We're going to select IARP mode, and oh yeah, there we go. So rhythm 1, rhythm 2, rhythm 3. I really like the idea of rhythm 1, and God only knows what's going to happen when I hit the keys here, so pray for me. So that was actually really fun. And therein lies the beauty of a synth like the Juno-X. There are hundreds of patches and sounds built into each preloaded model. The Juno-X within the Juno-X, the Juno 106, the Juno 60, the XV5080, and the RD pianos, although there may only be half a dozen RD pianos. They're beautiful and they're expressive, and it really elevates the synth to a level of capability you won't find on something more standard or less equipped. And so for the remainder of the video, all I want to do is explore some of the sounds and scenes and have a little bit of fun as far as the Juno-X presents to us. Let's check it out. Scene, and we'll just scroll to something random here. Something with the intelligent arpeggio. Sounds. More XV brass. No thanks. Let's move into some cross mod. Dawn beat. Safe haven. Cool you can do while you're messing around with the iArp is take control of the whole scene. So if we go to part, and I'm just going to pick all 5 parts, and we're going to play it up. I am sorry. Now we've got some pianos. Let's keep going here. Pleasure pad. X around aria. Oh, portamento. We didn't even think about that the whole time we were playing, but it's got it. Star plucker. And some aftertouch as well. In fact, it is a very capably equipped synthesizer. We've got aftertouch. There are some balanced outputs here, your standard outputs. There's a mic input, XLR input with phantom power for vocoders or singing. You can add reverb and the chorus. You can add the master effects to any of the audio inputs. There's a hold and control for pedals, but not unlike the Jupiter X, it also includes a USB computer and memory port, which allows you to plug into your DAW, send audio and MIDI through one cable. But the USB memory port, interestingly enough, will allow you to do some pretty exciting things. You plug in a memory stick or the Roland WC1, and you can load up any sounds from the Roland Cloud, and that'd be a lot of fun. But you could also plug in a USB hub. You could plug in any combination of MIDI controllers, each one connected to a different part via MIDI channel of the Juno-X. You could have a fleet of MIDI keyboards, each in control of their own channel, and a drum controller playing the drums all at once from the single synthesizer. Or you might use the USB memory stick to send out to a sequencer, like the square pyramid that I've got here, powered and sending MIDI directly through that USB memory port. It's really exciting what a synth like this is capable of in the modern era. There's Bluetooth built in to connect to your phone for audio and MIDI. And there's just a number of modern digital features that take the capability of a machine like this into the stratosphere. It really compares quite greatly to their flagship, the Jupiter X. It's the complexity of the control and the presence of this big bad boy here that might win you over compared to something like the Juno-X, but it's the immediacy and the accessibility and the simplicity of its design. Roland took a lot of what they learned from the Jupiter X and really envisioned that ease of use, that simpler user interface onto the Juno. Just like the Juno 6 was a simpler and more accessible iteration of their flagship Jupiter 8 at the time, this Juno X, without sacrificing capability, is a much more user-friendly option for new players or maybe less nuanced ones. But the same capabilities are all hiding underneath the hood here in a much quicker and more adjustable package. And that, my friends, is the new and cool and capable Juno-X. And over the next couple of weeks, I really look forward to exploring the sounds more and showing you the features. And we'll compare with the Juno 106 and the 106 model built into the System 8 and the big bad Jupiter X here. But if you've got questions or comments or video request that you'd like to see, something that I can go into in depth or detail or explore on your behalf, I would be excited to take that on. Drop me a line or leave a comment and let me know, because there's a lot more to come and there's a lot more to discover, but I look forward to sharing it with you. So I'll see you guys soon, and keep playing. Oh, it's got a built-in speaker, by the way.